first level it was especially tricky to get like everything down. We kind of took a tip from another version and had the helicopter up above the stage and would follow you throughout, so that the checkpoint you would respawn from there, be able to just jump out the helicopter and continue right where you left off instead of having to retread throughout whatever you already went through in the stage. Pretty clever strategy, I admit. It wasn't really my own, but it works. It's on another remake, someone made a while back. But I'm kind of going the extra mile here with like gameplay options with different weapons and whatnot. And of course we go down to the stage itself. Sort of a mashup here. You have the layout of the NES version, but with some of the extra visual details from the arcade version, such as this, whatever this thing is here. Got the colors going on with the mountains, and like changing colors, like in the arcade. Of course, you got all the foliage with the plants and whatnot. Waterfall, which wasn't even animated, let alone having sound effects in the arcade version, but I figured why not add the sound. It's there. Probably have another one on here. And of course, in the Famicom version in particular, they actually had the foliage up here like animated, so it was all moving. This kind of happens automatically with the items I use, so it kind of just replicates the look pretty well. Just copy paste that sound effect. There we go. It sounds like there's some waterfalls nearby. And of course, see like all the items and where they are and their starting positions. The surprise turrets being invisible before they show up. The power up being hidden behind the wall thing. And then of course there's the power ups in those flying capsules. And these squares are where all the enemies will spawn. I'd say it's a pretty accurate recreation. And of course, like the spikes, because it was a death pit, so I had to put something there to kill you. Actually surprised how well I was able to get the defense wall down. There's like just one of many barricades throughout the game. Probably the most iconic. You can see it's pretty faithful. Like the original stuff the developers made. Even had this little doorway here, kind of let you get back up here. It's the first level, so I figured it would make sense for it to be a little more forgiving. Plus, this doorway did kind of exist in the arcade version, but you couldn't really go into it and it didn't lead anywhere. So in this case, I'm kind of giving it more of a purpose. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it for the first level. Now, granted, I wasn't able to get like a one-to-one in terms of camera angle, but in terms of level layout, I was pretty spot on, I'd say. And all this left is just adding those floor traps around the fourth barrier here. And the rest is all just spawning enemies in the right places. The boss I'm particularly proud of in terms of accuracy and the look. And you got the lights down. I like how it turned out. So I see, like, visually it's pretty accurate to the games. Kind of ended up going with the color scheme the NES version had, though. Looks a bit different in the remake in 2010.